At this tennis court on that day was a man named Tim Durant, who, as it turned out, was one of Charlie's closest friends. Tim Durant was a terrific tennis player, and we did play out at Joe Cotton's. And when it was over, he said, "Would you like to play next Saturday?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, I'll tell you where to go, and you appear." And finally he said, "Oh, by the way, it's Chaplin's." And so on the following Saturday, I appeared at Charlie's house and was directed down to the tennis court, where I sat and awaited him in the tennis house. Tim arrived and one other player, and after a few minutes, Charlie appeared. I was absolutely tongue-tied, if you can believe that. But I was so in awe of this man since my babyhood. Because as a baby on a tray for a high chair, the great thing was a little Charlie Chaplin. The hat, the mustache, the cane, the shoes, the whole thing. And you wound him up and he walked along your tray. So for me, he was a hero from the beginning. And when he walked into the room, this was 1940 or a little bit after, I was struck with awe, speechless, as I say, impossible to believe, but it happened. And he introduced himself, charming, and invited us down to the court with him. And we played, and during the match, he didn't say anything. He just enjoyed playing. And I was too awestruck to say anything and just concentrated on the game. What happened was that the following Saturday, Tim called me again and asked if I would like to play again, and I said yes, and I did. And that second time, I got to talk to Charlie through my fear and awe. But I got to talk to him, and he was so charming and so welcoming and just great. That was Saturday. The following Wednesday, my phone rings, and it's Charlie's butler, Watson. Watson was the snob of all time. He sort of looked down, with Charlie's great amusement, on Charlie and Una, his wife, because he felt that Lady Mendel, with whom he had been a butler before, gave better parties. And he rather scornfully invited me. He said, "Mr. Chaplin wondered if you could come up and play Wednesday." That was the middle of the week. And you know, being an actor at that time, I was free quite often. So I appeared on Wednesday, and this time it was singles just for Charlie and myself. And then we finished playing and went into the tennis house and had a lovely chat again about all sorts of things. And he asked if I would come back Saturday and play again, which I did. And then he asked me for the following Wednesday. The point of that is that at the end of the tennis, on the Wednesday, he invited me up to his house from the tennis court to have an after-tennis drink. Charlie loved Scotch old fashions. I loved Cokes, I guess. But anyway, I did have a Scotch old fashioned, and that was the start of a great friendship, if I may say so. With Charlie, we would, for years, a few years, go up after the tennis and have our drinks.